All right. Welcome to the WolfShadePodcast, episode 74. I know it's been a 4 month hiatus since the last one, been taking care of, plans and stuff for season four. Just coming back at you guys with another episode. I know I've been late. I know I've been doing all these, but I'm coming at you with another episode today. It is currently 4:56 p.m. on a lovely Wednesday. I mean, Tuesday. And it's currently snowing so far. But today I have a guest on this podcast that I am bringing on. She is a very good cosplayer, a very good friend of mine. I guess a newbie, in the cosplay community. Not a newbie. Okay, never. Well, as she said, not a newbie, but her name is Phefungus on Instagram. But I'm gonna let her introduce herself because she's better at introducing people than I am.
Hi, my name is Phoenix. I go by Phefungus on mostly all social media platforms. I'm mostly on TikTok and I am a cosplayer. I've been cosplaying since seventh grade, so I've been cosplaying for 8 years, along with attending conventions for 8 years. I'm also a musical theater major in college, so my little double life. I love wig styling and makeup, and cosplay has just been one of my biggest passions for like years. And I love sharing that. I've had my TikTok account for a few years now, and we reached 18K
All right.
celebration. So
Nice, nice, nice. So, to kind of just start things off, how long have you been doing cosplay just overall?
I've been doing cosplay for about 8 years. How my journey started was I was in seventh grade, because I'm a freshman in college now, but I've been doing this since seventh grade in middle school. I was always like super interested in like anime and stuff like that, and I was always interested in cosplayers, but I never like did it. And then it was so weird. I got like grounded in seventh grade for something, and I would go on my school computer and I'd look up like cosplay videos, and I'd like see people going to like these anime conventions. And so I went up to my mom and I was like, "Mom, I want to go to this." So we went to well, I got my friend and we cosplayed female Todoroki and female Deku from My Hero Academia. And I we bought all the cosplays, and I didn't my first cosplay was to an anime convention. I didn't like do a practice run. No, it was to the anime convention, just pushing me out of the nest. I got my friend, we went to our first con with our first cosplays, and it was probably the best experience ever. It was Awesome Con in DC on a Saturday. I don't remember what year it was, but it was about like 7, 8 years ago. It was so fun. Like it was like the one of the best experiences I ever had. Like I like have met so many friends doing it. And ever since that one convention, it just like started like an ongoing train, and ever since then I've been cosplaying.
All right, cool, cool, cool. So when it comes to, just cosplaying, what's kind of like, I know it's an entire, creation process and everything, but what's kind of like the best part of cosplay for you? Like the designing, the fabrics, putting materials together, or how you want to set this cosplay up? Like, what's the best thing about it to you?
I love the wig styling portion of it. I've had like a really interest in styling wigs. That was like the main thing I really loved about cosplaying when I was younger. I just love like getting like a wig out of a bag and then like at the end of it being like, wow, like I made that really cool. And I've gotten commissioned for wigs. I've made wigs for like school productions. And I help a lot of my friends out with doing their wigs right now. I'm part of a club at my college and I'm helping everyone out with their wigs and everything. I even held a little cosplay workshop and gave everyone tips on how to style wigs and stuff like that. So I love the wig process, and I honestly love just when just having an idea of a cosplay and then it all coming together at the end and like being really proud of it.
All right, that's cool. So when it comes to just hey, how you doing? When it comes to hmm, how did I just have this question and forget about it? So when it comes to, cosplaying and just everything, I would say, hmm, is it kind of like is it kind of like a specific I'm sorry. These people send these questions. These are confusing. The mess out of me right
It's
now.
okay.
Let me look up something else. Okay, now I got it. So because you mentioned wig styling and stuff like that, what part of your cosplay was like the hardest to make if besides the wig styling?
I personally don't make my costumes because I can't sew. I've tried to sew. It has always gone really bad. I've
Hmm.
gotten one of my favorite cosplays is Seraphim on the Ring, Ren. I brought her out at Otakon with a group cosplay. My friend made that for me because you can't buy it anywhere. It's my favorite cosplay because I love like I buy all my cosplays, but I love like handmade cosplays. They're so
Hmm.
cool. But I've never sewed a cosplay, but I think other than the wig, I think honestly, like I would say like I guess like the makeup. Um I always do makeup day to day life. As you can tell, I love doing makeup, but it's so hard when it comes to cosplay, taking out my personal weight makeup and doing it for a cosplay, because obviously my day to day makeup isn't gonna fit every character. So I think that's the hardest part of it. But makeup is like therapeutic. I love it. I love it doing makeup as well.
Okay, all right, that makes sense because I don't know if it's like you feel like you had a special connection with that character that you cosplay, or you just cosplay because it looked pretty good.
Honestly, it depends because I cosplay on TikTok a lot. So when I cosplay on TikTok, honestly, sometimes when I cosplay on TikTok, they're just cosplays. I'm like, oh, that character looks cool, like I'll cosplay them. But when I like take a cosplay to con or like I spend a lot of money on it, it's mostly for a character I really, really love. Like Rin, I've loved her since middle school as well. I was really happy to cosplay her. Or like I'm taking some other cosplays to Katsu, and it's like characters that I'm like, I love this character. I'm gonna showcase it at a convention. Because for me, conventions are like the Met Gala of cosplay. Like at home, like I'll try some like closet cosplays. I'll like throw something together and post it on TikTok. But like for conventions, that's like when I'm like really showcasing it, and I'm like, I gotta get costumes for my favorite characters to showcase it at con.
Okay, that makes sense. I mean, for me, it's just for me, it's so simple because as a guy that kind of been doing cosplaying on and off, it's like, okay, I could do this or I could just mix it up. And I usually really don't like mixing things up when it comes to cosplay. I kind of like want to stick to the character, stuff like that. But above all, you can't stick with everything almost all the time. But I always want to cosplay specific characters to kind of match a
Yeah.
symbolism to me and everything. But is there? You told me about the characters you cosplay so far. Is there a specific character from any new series or whichever series you watched before that you want to cosplay?
So for future cosplay, oh God, that's hard. Oh, I want to cosplay Rena Ryugu from Higurashi. I actually have a figure of her. Her. I want to cosplay her so bad. She's like one of my favorite characters ever in anime. She is like a huge cosplayer and her wig would be such a challenge for me. And I really want to try and branch out and do more things with wigs because obviously it's easy to like do more simple because the thing is I've noticed with like female anime characters is like a lot of girl anime characters they have pretty simple hair. It's mostly just bangs, long hair, bangs, short hair. And Rena, she's pretty complicated hair. And I really want to branch out and try more difficult things when it comes to wigs. And it's also like I loved her for so long. I would love to cosplay her. She's one of my biggest cosplayers ever.
I feel like she's so simple though. You can do that with your regular hair because from the what's that, Nano Droid?
What?
Was that a Nano Droid you showed me or just a
It's
regular?
a Nendoroid, yeah.
Okay, Nendroid, thank you. I feel like hers is so simple, but I guess
It's
not.
the bangs. It's the issue. It's like she has huge bangs, and so it would take a lot of work to make them. Also, I don't have orange hair. I honestly personally don't really enjoy cosplaying with my personal hair. When
Okay, that
other
makes
people do
sense.
it, that's like they look great. They look great. Don't get me wrong. The thing is with me when I cosplay, I don't like try to make it this sound not weird, but like when I cosplay, I want to be kind of like I don't want to like look like myself. I want to like look like that character. And so if I
Yeah.
have my hair, I'm like that's a part of me. I want to like turn into this character.
Yeah, that makes sense. Okay. Hmm. Hmm. I really never thought of it like that. Um, hmm. Because since CasaCon is coming up, and obviously we both go on. Are there any like panels or anything you're looking forward to coming up?
I actually, there are some panels. So I usually don't go to panels during cons, not because I don't like them. I always plan panels and then I'm in the artist alley or something and I look up at the
Mm-hmm.
time and I'm like, oh, I just missed that panel because I got distracted. But now that I'm a part of the JCS club at my college, two people in our club are hosting panels
Okay.
and I'm going to the panels. Hold on, let me get the names of the panels. A lot of the panels are focusing a lot about Japanese culture.
Mm-hmm.
Um, so I'm really excited. I'm going to a club, not a club. I'm so sorry. I'm going to let me find the exact presentation. I'm going to a presentation of entertainment design in Japan. It talks about
Mm-hmm.
like amusement parks in Japan. And then I'm going to another one that talks about gunpla
Okay.
and stuff like that. I'm not a like I don't know Gundam and stuff like that, but it's like I really am excited to support my friends because none of my friends have ever hosted panels before.
Yeah.
This is the first time, and I'm really excited, and I cannot wait to go and support my friends.
Yeah, Gundam's a long process you need to go through. That's a long process you need to go through when it comes to Gundam.
Yeah,
Don't get me wrong, it's a good watch, but it's just a lot you're gonna have to like watch and go through. Because like it's a lot of series. It's not like One Piece with a lot of episodes. It's literally a
yeah.
lot you have to go through with
Oh
that.
yeah.
Um, is cosplay a type of hobby that you see yourself doing in 10 years, like continuously?
Yeah, I definitely think so. There was times where, well, actually, I guess for stories. So the way my college process worked, I'm in the musical theater program, and so the musical theater program, it's a super rigorous process of auditioning and auditioning and auditioning. Well, in your auditions, so you have to send a tape of yourself singing, dancing, acting to and you send it to them, and they tell you you can audition for us or you can't. You basically audition to audition. And
Mm-hmm.
in that, you send a video to them that's not anything related to musical theater. It's about your hobbies. You're supposed to send them a video of you talking about your hobbies. And I chose cosplay. And while I was making that video, I really realized how much I love cosplay because there was moments in my life where I kind of stopped cosplaying for a bit and I took breaks. And I was really wondering if I wanted to quit the hobby because I wasn't too sure where I was going to go with it. I wasn't happy with how they looked. I just was in like a pit. And then when I was talking about it, I talked about how like much it has changed my life and positively influenced it. I mean, I met so many friends through cosplay. I actually have a presence on social media, which obviously I do cosplay for fun, but I never expect that to happen. I'm an official Hoyoverse creator, like associated with Genshin. Like that's so cool. Like I've gotten like sponsorships and like I've gotten like a foot into social media because of it. And I would have never been able to do that without cosplay. I never would have been able to meet friends, learn wig styling skills, learn new makeup skills, and like be introduced to a whole different world of fandom culture. And honestly, I just would not be able to watch an anime and see my favorite character and be like, I don't feel like cosplaying them because like that's how I show my appreciation for these characters. So I definitely do see myself cosplaying many years down the line. Even when TikTok was about to get banned, I still was like, I'm still gonna cosplay. Like I'm not gonna quit cosplay. Because when it was threatened like months and months ago, I was like, I'm done. I'm gonna quit cosplay if it gets banned. There's no point. But like now with like this new mindset of like, it makes me happy. I wouldn't be able to live without it. I will hope I can forever cosplay. I do want to cosplay many,
Okay.
many years down the line.
Okay. Cool. 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 Hmm. What is this question? This is one person asked. Um, I've kind of asked these questions with a lot of people because for some odd reason, I know it's a debate between
Yeah.
who should cosplay what skin color should do this and that,
Mhm.
Western Asian cosplays, like, what's your thoughts on that?
Okay, so obviously it is a very sensitive topic with regarding like race and cosplay and stuff like that. Personally, So this is my opinion on it. Personally, if the character has a big like a big association with like race, like for example, there's a character in a video game called Identity V, and her character is Geisha. That's her character name. Her name is Michiko, and it's kind of like Dead by Daylight in a sense. So she's like a character, and her backstory, she was killed for being Asian. Now,
Mm.
and that's it's super sad. So I personally don't think a white person should represent her because a white person has never been killed for their race,
Yeah,
but because obviously that's such a sensitive like topic, and obviously like that also a lot of like there's a lot of characters in media who have a backstory similar to race and exclusion and stuff like that. I don't think a white person would be able to really fully understand that. But if it's just like there's like so many characters who are like black, Asian, white, who, like there's no there's no like cult like I don't know how to say it, but I feel like it is okay sometimes like for like because obviously people who are white are cosplaying these Asian characters.
yeah,
All anime characters, like a lot of almost 90% of anime characters are Asian, and it's okay because it's, they don't have a super like, they're a lot of some characters' backstories aren't touching into race topics,
yeah,
but I feel like the characters who are a character who is symbolizes a really important topic like
yeah.
race, something someone who hasn't suffered through that, wouldn't understand. I don't think they should portray that. But other than that, it's fine. I hope that made sense.
No, it made a lot more sense than other answers I heard. I mean, for me, hmm, I can't really put no sense into that topic because
Yeah.
one, I always tell people, I was like, look, you can do whatever you, I was like, I always say you can do whatever you want
Yeah.
as long as you stick with the certain character and how it does, because people obviously like to mix up their thing and everything, because and it kind of goes like that with art too. Like I can't stop artists like from, let's say, making I think something from Don to Don happened like that. Um like this one person did a drawing between Okarun and
Yeah, it was on Twitter.
yeah, so like I thought it was pretty good, but then
Yeah.
they kind of just blasted because they were black. I was like, I was like, as a black man myself, I had no purpose in saying
Yeah.
or including race in this, but it's just like, this person just drawing in their own style doesn't mean that it's true
Yeah.
to, what they are. I was like, they did it for the love of the anime and stuff like
Yeah.
that. And even
So,
some oh go
so sorry. With that, what happened was like I definitely didn't see any issue with that art. And because like obviously, black people aren't really represented in anime. There's
yeah.
like not when there is a character who's black, it is very like heavily celebrated because it's just not like well, it's really sad how little,
Yeah.
but so some people are like, I really want to see myself in this character. I like, I'm just gonna like it's they call them race I don't know exactly what the edit's called, but they're like I'll turn this character into my race because like
Yeah. Yeah.
and I don't see anything wrong with that personally, but then people were retaliating by making black characters white. That's like you're doing that out of hate. White people have never like struggled with being represented in like any media. You can like go on Netflix and be like scroll for 5 seconds, you'll see a white actor, and so it was, yeah, that the whole thing, it made me so sad. With yeah, and especially with like the, white people cosplaying other characters of different races, you know, I also, if like a character has like cultural hair, like dreadlocks and stuff like that, I just don't touch it. Just like it's such like a and like obviously like I've seen some cosplayers like changing their skin tone for it. I'm like, oh God, like don't do that. Just stay away. Oh gosh. But yeah, that's my big, I wouldn't say it's a hot take. It's a guys, let's have morals.
Fair point. I mean, I usually don't push my answer in that type of topic. It's just more
Yeah.
of like, listen, I was like, they're not hurting anybody, so what can I do about it? But at the end of the day, it's people that kind of do these type of arts to get an answer out is what kind of sits wrong with me. It's
Mhm.
just like if you're trying to do do these type of things to get a reaction out of people, would be like, no, it's just stick like this. I was like, yeah, I get that because I always tell people because like when when my stuff comes out, I was just like, look, you could do whatever representation that you want and all that, but don't bash people just because okay, the two main characters are black themselves. One of the main female characters is white. One of the other main female characters is Asian. Like, try my best with to include diversity so much, but
Yeah.
people kind of just what's the term? Ruin it, in my opinion. Because like I want people to explain diversity the best way they can. There's nothing wrong with that. And for me, that's not the focus that I'm trying to have for in my manga. Like you're gonna see a mixture of different colors
Yeah.
here and there, but at the end of the day, um, it's going to be representation somehow. But at the end of the day, it's just like you got to stick with the story. So, but at the end of the day, that's like a topic for the day because people do go on a big tangent about that, which I don't got time for since we don't know how bad this.
It's definitely a touchy topic.
Yeah,
Um, but I just hope anime and stuff like that just becomes more diverse.
yeah, I agree. I'm expecting more diverse type of stuff. Is just hopefully I expect more in the coming years. I'm not expecting it soon, but that's what I'm expecting. But to move on from that, it's kind of like a pet peeve for everybody. Do you have a pet peeve when it comes to cosplaying?
I don't know. Personally, I don't like with I guess it's like I don't even know if this is a really pet peeve, but like I feel like I hate the entitlement that some cosplayers have. That's my I never had like experienced it. Um but I hadn't experienced it until recently, but God, some people are so like they feel like they're just like the shit. Like I there was this but like yeah, I just it's just like sometimes like some the rudeness that can happen in the community. Some people can be really mean. I don't know because it's like I've never had like pet peeves with like my cosplays or like other people's cosplays. I'm like do whatever you want. Like if you want to do a closet cosplay, go do it. If you want to do a paperweight, go do it. I've gone to cons and some people have just been really mean because they just think like they either a look better or they have more followers, so they think they are better than you. And I've encountered that. Like I commented someone on their cosplay and they rolled their eyes and continued walking. And they were pretty popular and they looked really nice. Yeah, that's my biggest pet peeve because it's like, dude, we're all here for the love of the game. We are all taking a weekend. We're all here on Valentine's Day at an anime convention in cosplay. You are no better than anyone.
Not trying to start this tonight on this top. Ah, fuck it. Um, hmm. Okay. See, I can go on a tangent about that for the next hour or so, but I'm not trying to do that today. It's just for me, I always know it's gonna be people that's better than me when it comes to cosplay. That's the number one thing I know that. My goal from doing this is just to influence others that don't have the confidence to do it,
Yeah,
which is a lot of them doing that. I've had been told by me thinking like that, that's me being cocky. I don't see how, but okay.
definitely like I don't definitely don't think that's hockey. I mean like obviously I have this in my personal career field as where like I will always like meet someone who is more experienced than me. I will always see that in cosplay as well. There's someone always going to be more experienced. But as long as I feel good and I am refining the skills that I have, I think that's okay. And that's definitely like good though because it's like I don't see a lot of men who cosplay. That's just not like, especially like I feel like there's a like definitely a stigmatism around cosplay. And
Yeah.
during my little wig styling seminar thing, I touched on this. Obviously, it's cosplaying. I wouldn't say it's weird. It's a fun hobby, but it's just, I guess some people think it's weird. And you will always see that. And I
Yeah.
guess it's even harder for guys sometimes because, everyone is so like hyper masculine. You have to like this, or this, or you're weird. It's a little harder. So I definitely don't think that's odd. I don't think that's cocky at all for you to be like, I'm cosplaying and I hope I can inspire someone else to cosplay, because I hope when I go on TikTok and post little videos, I someone sees it and goes like, I want to cosplay. Like that seems so
Yeah.
fun.
Yeah, for me, I always want people to be the best in themselves. You know, regardless of what people say, regardless of what I say. It's just like, look, I'm not the person that makes the choices for you. That's up to you. As I said a couple seconds ago, it was just like me saying that. I've always been told that's cocky. Like you said your point. I don't see how. It's just like for me, it's just like I always tell people those cocky cosplayers. I'm not even gonna name them, but I always tell them. I was like, okay. So if you're thinking that, what would you rather do? All these emails notifications, but I was like, what would you rather do? Would you rather shove your ego in people's mouths and just be like, oh yes, I'm better than you, and then get knocked out from somebody that's 10 times better than you? Or would you rather, be influenced, be like, yes, you can get to this height too, but it's going to take time. Like, don't rush yourself, get in there. Like it has been some cosplayers that has gotten, their fame in the click of a niche, like just like that, like, and everything. But at the end of the day, it's just, people, do what they gotta do to make their fame. So, and then I'm just trying to get it that normal way. And what I mean by that is like more of, okay, you know, it's actually no definition of a normal way. It's just being like, for me, it's just okay. I want to gain a following to like just influence them to do their goals and their stuff and whatever they want to do. But at the end of the day, I don't make that decision for people. And not only that, I don't want them to think like, oh, he's just saying this to gain something. I was like, nah, that's not really what I do this for, because I was like, I'm barely on the goddamn Instagram app as it is, besides just sharing stuff in my stories. And it's just like, I always tell people, I'll be like, hey, look, when you first met me, I was just be like, one question. Do I even message you as much to care? And they would say, no. I was like, good. At least you think. At the end of the day, I always want people to be like the best in them, whether, they are liked by everybody or not, because there's a lot of people I've met that wants to be liked in this community, but at the end of the day, I really don't. I just want to have fun.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, definitely with the influence thing. For me, I would say like I have like 18K on TikTok. That's a lot. That's definitely like
yeah,
you think about that, like you think about like 18,000 people in like a stadium, you're like, holy shit. But it definitely, took time. I've had my account for a long time. It obviously takes time. And I think a lot of people they go into cosplay wanting to get a bunch of followers, money, get popular. It just doesn't work like that. There's
yeah,
some people who blow up overnight over something and that helps them grow, but a lot of us were at zero and we grinded our way to the top. And a lot of us, how you get followers is just having fun and not caring about that. Like, of course, like
yeah,
when you're posting on social media, yes, followers numbers runs through your mind, but obviously the best thing to do is just have fun and forget about it. You're posting to show the love, to show your love of the work you do, not to be like, I hope this one blows up because I want a bunch of followers. And yes, it sometimes it's a little like, when you're not getting recognition and you've worked really hard, of course it can be like a little, it hurts a bit, but you have to also realize you're doing this for you. So yeah, I definitely, yeah. It's definitely the love of the game.
yeah. It is a challenging one, I say that, but Yeah, I agree. I mean, you already explained your favorite cosplay so far. Honestly, next convention for you is CosplaCon. I mean, did I technically ask how do you view yourself as a cosplayer?
Yeah, I feel like I don't know. For me, it's so hard. I don't view myself as anything like high or anything. Like I said, I've been doing this for so long. Sometimes it's hard to even like notice that I've improved because I look back at my old cosplays and I'm like I cosplay and I'm like, wow, I just haven't improved. And I look at like my old cosplays, and I'm like, oh wow, like okay, damn. Um, I think I don't know. I don't view myself as like some cosplay influencer or some like super famous cool cosplayer who's the best of the best. I think I'm just someone who just really loves like anime and games and just really likes to showcase that in a different way than other people do. It's
Yeah,
mostly the way I view myself as a cosplayer is just someone who has a hobby and just really puts a lot of time into it.
yeah, that makes sense. I agree with you. What does this person ask? Do you have cosplays that are sometimes? No, that's not a proper one. Mm, when it comes to like just photo shoots, do you prefer like videos or photography or like both?
Okay, so Otakon was the first time someone came up to me and asked to do like a video for like one of
Mm-hmm.
the like Otakon rap, like whatever. I had so much fun. I felt so cool when those videos uploaded. I like sent it to all my friends. I was like, guys, look, because I remember watching those as a kid and being like, wow, that's so cool. I want to be in one so bad, and I got to be in one. I was so happy. I also love photo shoots. Like it's so fun. And like when people like ask to take photos of me, I still like I feel like I'm in a little photo shoot when people ask to take photos. Like I love them both. Like I love like because in my head when someone wants to take a photo of me, I'm like, that's such a that's such a compliment. Like someone wants to take a photo of my work and they think it's that cool. Or take a video of it. That's like so cool. I love them both. I love getting photos and videos. Like if you ever see me at a convention, please come up to me. Anyone watching this, please come up to me and ask for a photo. Like I will say I get so happy. Like I'm like, of course.
That makes sense. That makes sense. Uh, how do you save money for your cosplay hobby? Because this is not a free thing.
Oh, okay. So I do have a job. I'm a waitress. I'm a
Hmm.
waitress and it sucks, but it makes pretty good money. But
Yeah.
how I save is honestly this year is definitely the year I've had the least amount of money because I'm in college, so obviously.
Hmm.
But the past years it's mostly just what I do a lot of times is because I'm a waitress, I get cash tips. I like to save a big portion of my like let's say like I'm like I want to have $800 for my con. I make sure to have like that 800 in cash tips that I don't touch, and the rest goes to my regular bank account. It's like, obviously for necessities. For me, it's just self-discipline. I try and get the cosplays prior in advance because obviously cosplays are so expensive. So what I did was my Friday cosplay, I was like, hey, for a Christmas gift, family, can you get me that cosplay as my Christmas gift? And they were like, yeah. I got a gift card for Amazon, so I used it for another one of my cosplays. And then I also reuse cosplays. I have so many cosplays. I have like probably 50, 40 cosplays. I have a lot of cosplays. So I
Dang.
I always forget I have them. And honestly a great way if you want to just go to a con and you want to save money, like reuse cosplays. Like reuse cosplays and like redo them because honestly like yes in your head you're like, "Oh, I'm just wearing the same cosplay that I did that one year," but it'll look so much different if you just redo it. Like it's gonna look and
Hmm.
you'll feel better.
Yeah.
Um I honestly yeah, no, I like redoing cosplays. I'm redoing and I'm wearing two older cosplays to this con and I'm pretty excited to do them because like I'm redoing them. So it's like, yeah, I definitely, that's a good way to save money is don't buy new cosplays every single time. Don't buy an entire new cosplay for Sunday. You're there for like 3 hours. Like, yeah, that's my tip for saving money. It's honestly just self-discipline.
Yeah, that makes sense. That's the first time I ever said don't cosplay on a Sunday, even though we completely see
Cosplay on
otherwise.
Sunday. I wouldn't buy a new cosplay for Sunday. Like find a cosplay that you like that you own and wear it on Sunday because that's like the day you're leaving, the day you're packing up, the day you're only there for like 3, 4 hours. So
Hmm.
just wear something that like you already own, and because it's like I just wouldn't want to spend $200 on a cosplay that I'm not really wearing for a long time. So that's what.
Yeah. Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, I never really thought of it like that. I think you mentioned that you already had a cosplay favor already. Wow. Why do we answer all these questions? Jesus, okay.
Do you have like questions like saved from previous interviews, or do you ask people to ask you
So,
questions?
so for me, I usually save them from previous interviews and everything, and then I always ask people to like send me in questions just to make sure, and then on top of forgetting half of them too. So I'm like, okay, but yeah, because it was like who did I have on last time? I forgot her name, but
She was a baker, right? She like cosplays and
oh yeah,
bakes.
yeah, yeah, I love her, but yeah, she kind of mentioned like a lot of like the homemades and like
Yeah.
commission cosplays and stuff like that. She'll be at Katsu, so you'll meet her.
And
But I don't really don't think this is a topic, but like when it comes to cosplay, do you prefer to work by yourself or with others? Because I'm
I've
sure the
always
answer is with others.
I've always, I mean, like when I've like working on my cosplays, like styling the wig, I kind of like to be by myself when doing that process, just because like
Hmm.
I zone out. Like I put on a video and I like zone out for a couple hours and just like do what I need to do. Like I'm like I need to get this done. I'm gonna do it. But obviously, like getting into cosplay at I love hanging out with people at cons,
Yeah.
getting ready for cosplays. But it's like styling wigs and like preparing the cosplay is definitely like a little bit of a therapeutic thing and like a me time kind of thing. Like I like to be
Yeah.
able to have my own time to like do it because like styling a wig, like styling in front of people, like I get so nervous because it's like for me when I style the wig, it's a process of I style the wig, I look at it and I'm like, wow, I don't like it. I redo it. And I look at it again, I'm like, this could be different. And then I redo it. It's like with other people there, like I'm gonna like be nervous. I'm kind of like overstepping that fear this year because I'm helping a lot of people style wigs. And
Hmm.
so it's like I have to also be like, okay, I'm dealing with someone else's wig that they bought. Can't fuck this up too bad, and they're also watching me do this. So, I definitely though it's definitely the creation process of it is definitely a personal thing, but like when I'm in cosplay and with other and like I love hanging out with people.
Okay, that's cool. That's cool. That's cool. Mm. Did I ask how are you introduced to cosplay?
I kind of answered it in my introduction,
Yeah,
but it
you
was
did. You
mostly
did.
YouTube.
Yeah, yeah,
YouTube.
you did. You did. You did. You did mention that. Thank you. Um. Hmm. I mean, you kind of mentioned one of these aspects already, but to you personally, are there any like negative aspects to cosplaying to you that you've
I
noticed? I guess.
I definitely I guess like cosplay in general, it's definitely I feel like it the negative aspect of it, I guess, is also has to deal with like the community side of cosplay. Because like cosplay personally, just like cosplaying,
Yeah.
it's fun. But I feel like the cosplay community has also become a beauty competition, which really has hurt the community in a way and a
Oh
popularity
yeah.
competition. So it's like a lot of people compare each other. And even like I go into it, I see this big issue with Jinx cosplayers. I'll go into a comment section, the comments are, this person did it better, this person did it better, this person did it better. And it's just comparing people. A lot of the cosplay community, it's like it's comparing and it's like it's definitely like a beauty competition. It's like you get into cosplay and you see others. And obviously like everyone looks great in cosplay, but online is definitely different than in person. There's filters and editing apps, but you don't know that. You see these people, you're like, wow, they're perfect. I don't look like that. I can't get my wig to look like that. And it's like it's very much comparing. And then you have to sit back and realize that everyone feels these things. Everyone is
Yeah.
like, wow, like I'm not the best. But I definitely see that's definitely a negative aspect of cosplay is it's very comparison driven. Everyone compares each other, everyone compares themselves. Um, and that is definitely a negative aspect, and it has impacted me negatively because it's like obviously like, but then it's like at the same time, you have to also know you're doing it for you. And
Yeah,
you have to know that people aren't gonna look at your cosplay and be like, this sucks. Like they're not no one is seeing you at a convention and going, wow, she sucks at cosplay. No, they're either A in their own head or they're like, wow, I love that character. No one ever cosplays that character. That's so cool. So I think it's very mostly just a in your head thing, but I guess that's a negative side of cosplay that I would say.
yeah, that makes sense. I agree. I agree. I mean, I'm good on that part. I think for me, I think I kind of want people to like use cosplay as like an outlet for creativity
Yeah.
and to kind of just meet new people as well. I mean, when it comes to when it comes to the comparing and the competition, sideways of everything, I'm just like, oh man, I forgot who this was, but she was very prominent on being better than the other person. I was like, you do realize you're making this more of a leeway for people to not like you than than the competition. And I'm like, just cosplay for for yourself. Like have
Yeah.
fun with it. Like don't be, mean and kind of, shoot down other people's cosplays and try to disrespect other people. That's what I kind of don't like from people. Obviously, we ran into people like that before,
Yeah.
but it's like that's kind of like the main niche for me. And I'm just like, well, I want everybody to have fun. I don't want people to, be what's the term? Annoying.
Yeah.
I just want people to have fun and just do what they, love to do because there's nothing wrong with having fun.
Yeah.
But there's always gonna be people like that. But at the end of the
Yeah.
day, we can't do nothing about it unless something bad about them is out it. So yeah.
Yeah, definitely. I guess
Uh,
that also another issue that comes to mind is I think there's a large issue with like consent in the cosplay community, more so in like you'll go to a con and like you'll turn around and a random person's taking a photo of you, or like people just like think like a lot. I said like girls will cosplay cosplays that are revealing, and which is fine. Like you're cosplaying a character who is wearing revealing clothes. I got like there's no problem with that. Like this is the space to cosplay whatever. And a lot of people think that just because they are really wearing revealing clothing means that it is an open invitation to be weird and creepy towards them,
yeah.
which is something I had the hard reality of last con. And which sucks. And it just like obviously, as much as you say cosplay isn't consent, a lot of people think that just because you're cosplaying their favorite character means that you want to date them,
Hmm.
which is no. So that's been my issue also with the community. But if you surround yourself with like a good system of people, it definitely helps.
Yeah. I can go on that topic for 2 hours, but yeah, that's the type of topic that I wish I know a lot of people understands, but I wish a lot of people could understand.
Yeah.
It's just like I always tell people, just because you see this person cosplaying, your favorite character, and she has like, let's say, processively revealing clothing. Okay, I get that and I see that, but at the end of the day, she doesn't know you, she doesn't know me, she doesn't know other people. That doesn't give you the right to like be like, okay, for example, I know this girl, let me I know this girl, let me put my hands on her. Like, no, that's not right. But at the
Because at
end,
the end of the day, oh, so sorry.
no, you
Like
go.
these girls who are cosplaying, they have feelings. Like they aren't this 2D character on a screen where you can draw her doing crazy stuff and it's never gonna affect her because, like but it's like that's a real girl. Like if you put your hands on her, that's gonna affect her rather than if you see this anime character and go, "Oh, she's so hot. Like I would so date her." Is so different from going up to a girl cosplaying that character and going, "You're so hot. I want to date you." Like it's
Yeah.
two very different things that like people gotta realize.
Yep. A friend of mine had that instance before. I had to talk with him for like 3 hours. It's like,
Oh,
no, do not do that. And you know what's the shocking part about that?
mm.
He still ended up getting her.
Oh my God.
I couldn't believe it. Yeah, he's on the right. But I yeah, he's out there on the right. I couldn't believe it. I was like, because like it's been a year since I had that talk with him, and then when I saw them, met them a year later, I was like, "Is that?" He was like, "Yeah, dude, we finally dating." I was like, "I'm gonna go drink now." I'm gonna tell you that was a process right there. So I'm talking like throughout the whole party, I'm asking, I was like, how was the process between like you guys get they like was he nice? Was he good? Because I know y'all had that weird interaction like a year ago. I'm just making sure you good. He was like, well, he was there for me when my she's gonna kill me. But like he was like, he was there for me, when my ex, was rude and stuff like that. And I was like, oh shoot. Well, at least he was there and everything. So, but that was a shocking process that I had to realize. But at the end of the day, I'd be telling people, like, especially dudes specifically, I was like, just because you see a girl cosplay, your favorite cosplayer, does not mean she's applicable to you. That's
Yeah.
not how that works. Because if you looking to go to jail quick, by all means, but above all, don't like keep your hands to yourself. It's simple. It's not that hard. But
Definitely.
some people don't understand that. And
I
that's why
definitely, yeah. I definitely don't think there's anything wrong. Like, of course, like people catch feelings at conventions. I don't think there's anything wrong with like thinking a girl is attractive and maybe asking for her Insta or phone number. Like, I don't like obviously like you know, if you shoot your shot, but at the end of the day, if she says no or she doesn't like you or you just gotta like let that be because
me and the unique part about that is coming from someone that been in that process before. Is like, they always say no. I'd be like I mentioned to you earlier before we started recording. It was like they say no, and I'd be like, okay, cool, let's be friends. Then we end up being friends,
yeah.
and the moment I talk to someone else, all hell breaks loose. That's the aspect that still gets me till this day. I'm like, but you said no, and I'm being respectful. Because like a lot of the things people are not talking about is like, when they do say no and people are respectful. You The crazy part from experience, I've seen people that are respectful get shitted on that more than the people that are not respectful. That's what
Yeah.
I've seen. It may be a difference, but that's what I've seen. It's crazy.
Yeah, I will never make fun of someone for coming up to me and being like, "Hey, can I have your Instagram?" or "Hey, like I went to the club one time and a guy came up to me and just was like, 'Hey, can we dance?' And I respectfully was just like, 'No, I'm sorry, I'm with my friends.'" And he was like, "Okay, cool." And let I will never make fun of him for that. That was super respectful. And he said, "Okay, cool." And it's like, and my issue stems from when a guy comes up to me and follows me around the whole convention.
Yeah, like I said before, I don't know where that whole niche of everything came from. That's just what I noticed. It was just random. It was just random at that time period of 2024. I was like, okay, I'm gonna take a break from conventions to older content then. But at the end of the day, it's like, people love to be around who they love to be around. I'm around who I'm around. You're around your group that you love to be around. So it's like yeah, it's confusing to me honestly. But at the end of the day, I'm just there to have fun at the convention.
Yeah.
I just wish it stopped snowing because I know it's gonna be traffic freaking Thursday.
It is my computer is telling me it's heavily snowing.
Oh yeah, same here. It won't stop till like around 9 o'clock is what I'm seeing. I'm like,
Dang.
yep.
It's okay. I don't have classes tomorrow. So
I I mean I got work, but but I got to figure out how I'm gonna do this. I'm like, yeah, he'll come to me. But as far as questions, I'm kind of like out of them because I asked them all. I mean, do you prefer putting on contacts or no contacts? Because I know them things hurt like hell.
I actually wear contacts. My daily day, I'm wearing contacts right now.
Okay.
Because I can't see. I'm blind as hell. So contacts, honestly, so I guess this is a little biased because I've been sponsored by multiple contact companies, color contact companies.
Yeah.
I love color contacts. I think okay, you don't need them if you're gonna cosplay. Obviously, like if you don't want to wear color contacts, don't wear color contacts. But they don't hurt. They're not supposed to hurt. If they're hurting, that's probably dirty or they're expired. You should probably take them out. But color contacts, I think are really cool, and I think they do elevate your cosplay if you're ever looking for like what's the next step. I think color contacts are great. I use like, with me, I have very small eyes. I'm a little insecure about it. So I wear brown colored contacts in my cosplays to give myself like bigger eyes, kind of like
Hmm.
anime big eyes. It's just something that's helped me feel more confident in my cosplays and have, in my opinion, feel like I've elevated my cosplays and it like
Hmm.
matches my makeup. And I honestly love colored concept. I love colored contacts. They're super cool. Um, I also like you're not supposed to do this, but I also wear my seeing contacts over my colored contacts so I can see with them. Not supposed to stack them, but I still do it. But yeah, no, I think they're really cool. I love colored contacts. I 10 out of 10. Use my discount code. I don't remember my discount code. I have
And
some discount code.
stacking cosplay. I mean, excuse me. Stacking contacts doesn't hurt.
No, it can make your eyes a little dry, but like, no, it doesn't hurt.
Okay, okay, that makes sense.
You shouldn't do it. Don't
Plus,
stack your contacts, but I do it.
I wear glasses. I'm already blind as a bat anyway, but I wear glasses for a living, so
Yeah.
I try to just base my cosplays around, be like, okay, how am I gonna, do this and just see this and everything too. So it takes some getting used to though, but context though.
Yeah.
But any advice for future cosplayers? Because we are like 11 minutes into it, probably past an hour.
Yeah, honestly, future advice for cosplayers. Honestly, do it. I guess before do it for yourself. Obviously, when you cosplay, you're like for me, I've gotten picked on by cosplaying. I went to a Halloween event for school and Misa cosplay, and I had a guy. I was walking to the event, and the guy went, "What the hell? That's so weird." Like he was like, "What the hell?" Like like with his friends, like he was like looking at me. You're gonna meet those people all your life, but then you have to sit and you have to realize that cosplay is for you, and you will have so many fun experiences with cosplaying, and you will like it's just fun and like the good is gonna outweigh the bad. I've gotten so many more compliments from cosplaying rather than negative comments. Like I've gotten plenty of love with my cosplays and that would completely outweigh the hate. And of course, hate is always gonna shine through more than the positives, but then you have to like take a step back and realize like, wow, like a lot of people are so supportive of me. I really like, this hate and these people being like assholes, they don't really matter in the end. Because I'm going to a convention. I'm spending my weekend like going to a convention, dressing up, having fun. Baro's probably spending his weekend getting drunk and having a hangover. Like those are two like at least I get to get drunk and cosplay. Like, like at a rave. Like you're doing that in your dorm room by yourself. Like, like and then also with like just like like getting into cosplay aspect, it's all really about like just practice. Like obviously like when someone asks you for advice and they go like, you just gotta practice, you're like, oh, can you like just like tell me how to do it? It's really practice. No one is like a professional day one. YouTube videos. I used so many YouTube videos to help me style wigs, makeup videos, TikTok. Like literally like what I'll do is if you go through my TikTok saves, it's a bunch of cosplays because I take inspiration from others. Taking inspiration, like honestly reaching out to cosplayers for advice. Like I've reached out to people and was like, "Hey girl, what wig is that? Hey, how do you do that? Hey, where'd you buy this?" And they've helped me out and I've helped other people out. Like just practicing, letting yourself fail, being happy when you succeed. Like when I was in eighth grade, I would go and cosplay and go to the mall. Like she had confidence and I let myself stumble and do that. And I am proud of where I am now. So it's like you just got to keep practicing and you have to love yourself and you have to, just give yourself some grace and just have fun with it. Like, is your first cosplay going to be the best cosplay you ever do? No. But is it still going to be fun and going to be very memorable? Yes, I still remember my first cosplay, even now. That's my biggest advice for cosplayers, just to love yourself, give yourself grace, and have fun with it.
All right. Well, I'm out.
Yeah.
Yeah, usually, to be honest, this is probably one of out of the 30 something episodes of season three where we did not get distracted. That's a shock.
Oh,
No, because we always end up going sideways of like different conversations, just talking about
yeah.
different things and everything. And that's kind of like the first I've, been set on topic and then everything.
Often.
So yeah, well, I'm gonna
And I usually
stop.
don't get to talk about cosplay with people because, like, on my campus, like, usually it's like five people who cosplay. In my personal life, I'm like like IRL, like I'm probably like I see my other cosplayer friend like few times a month. Like, I don't really get to like talk about the intricates of cosplay really that much.
Hmm.
So it's always really nice when it's like I'm able to because like
Yeah.
most people don't know that I cosplay because I walk around on campus. I'm not like, hey guys, I'm a cosplayer. So
Yeah. That makes sense. Yeah. I mean, there's a lot of people that's not really intricate in the cosplay like that. And
yeah.
I mean, can't really intricate people in there. Kind of just recommend it to try. But at the end of the day, I mean, it's fun like bringing new people on board and everything. But at the end of the day,
Yeah, it's so fun.
yeah, it's all about just people having fun and doing what they need to do, and that's pretty much the importance of just being yourself and having fun, and yeah,
Yeah.
that's pretty much it. So yeah, I mean, I'm off cue on everything, so I appreciate you, joining me on episode 74 of this podcast and everything. So usually the people will want you back, so I'm sure somebody will let me know. But at the end of the day, this is episode 74. We are signing off today, and yeah.